Muncy Family Chiropractic and Foundation Integrated Medicine is located in Bristol, and this morning we want to welcome Dr. Todd Muncy back to Daytime to share with us more about what makes his practice so very special. You have a lot of folks, you help a lot of folks with your practice there in Bristol, don't you?
Yes, we do. We help. We have a wide range of people that come in. We really like to take care of anybody. You know, we've got a folks like right now. We have one young lady. Well, I didn't say young lady, but she's been coming to us for 5 years because she used to get sick all the time. Every year she had bronchitis at least 7 times. She started coming to us as her last hope, and we helped her, and now she doesn't get sick like that anymore. And, you know, we get young babies that come in, parents stressed out because they've got a cough or they're getting sick and they're not understanding why they're not getting any better. And we're able to help them as well. Recently, we just had one who was on antibiotics, getting fevers, coughing all the time, this raspy cough that wouldn't go away. And we were able to help that mom whenever no one else was able to fix it.
So you got so many examples, you do so much for folks. What are some specific things you do for folks to help them get better?
Well, the thing we do on the chiropractic side is that we look towards the spine and nerve system and try to find interferences in that process and open that up and allow the body to do what it was designed to do, is heal itself. You know, as a physician, I realize that we don't heal people. What we do is remove interference and allow the body to heal itself the way it was designed to do. We also, on the integrated medicine side, we help people who come in and their joints are starting to wear out. You know, they postponed anything and now they're looking forward to surgery and they don't want to have that. They want to have what they had before. And we're able to use cellular regenerative medicine to help them regenerate those joints and you know, prevent surgery in the long term.
And we kind of talked about this on a Skype not too long ago, but regenerative medicine, kind of give us a little overview of that again for folks that may not know.
Well, there's several different types of regenerative medicine. You have bioengineered, which is where they make tissue, that regrow tissue that can be added to the body. You have cellular, which is a cellular matrix that you use stem cells to go into the body, and these stem cells are the building blocks of cells and kind of direct their formation. And we can use those, inject them into tissue that has been damaged, like say the cartilage in your knee, and that cell goes to work and starts developing new cells and regenerates that knee. And then you have the biomechanical or the devices that they use and put in there, and like knee replacements or heart valves and things like that. So there's many different avenues. We stick with the cellular avenue.
And of course, you know, part of your thing is helping out those athletes, helping out those folks that are taking part in sports. And it can be any common everyday injury.
That's right.
And you can help them with those.
Absolutely. We do sports rehab. We, you know, do this chiropractic rehab for them. We also, you can use regenerative medicine for those guys, because those guys get an injury on the field. They want to get back as soon as possible. We want to help them get back as soon as possible, especially in this area where we have pro athletes and we have, you know, college athletes, things like that. And even the high school athlete.
And I know a lot of folks are going to be getting out of the house. And they're going to start doing those athletic things that they did before they were quarantined.
That's right.
And there may be some injuries come along from that as well.
There's probably going to be a few injuries that we can help. Most minor in that case, but you know, even the bigger ones and the minor ones, we're there for everyone.
And let's talk about that. You know, we're going through this COVID-19. Hopefully we're on the downhill slide on it right now. But coming out of this, going forward, what do you see your practice doing going forward?
Okay, what I see is, first, in order to go forward, we got to look backwards. We've got to look back at what caused people to have such a traumatic event to this. If the numbers are correct, and what they say, we have 106 or so thousand people that passed away, and 98% of those had a comorbidity. We have really got to start looking at our lifestyle choices, because out of those comorbidities, you're talking age, you're talking heart disease, we're looking at type 2 diabetes. Those are lifestyle choices. Even aging, we can no longer blame age, because you can age to be healthy. You had people 102 years of age survive coronavirus, and we look back and we say, well, the highest percentage of people that passed away were of, you know, advanced age. Well, it wasn't the healthy advanced age people. It was people that generally had a comorbidity of type 2 diabetes or something, heart disease or something like that, that maybe lifestyle choices earlier in life could have helped them prevent that. We don't want to spend the rest of our lives, you know, giving money back that we earned in the first 50 years of our life or up to retirement to someone to keep us healthy. when we should have been keeping healthy all along. Our goal is to help families, athletes, people of advanced age, anybody that wants to live a healthy life or get more healthy,
Right.
be able to do that.
Right.
So that they can, in the future, prevent these viruses from being more aggressive towards them.
Right.
Viruses only affect, well, let me take that back, don't only affect, but affect the weak most harshly.
Right. And doing that preventative up front when we're younger, or even right now, is going to pay dividends down the road.
Absolutely. We want to prevent being the most vulnerable in the future. The best way to fight bacteria and viruses
Yes.
is to stay healthy on the course of the long haul.
And keeping your immune system up, taking care of your circulatory system, all of those
Absolutely. All of that plays a role. We get back to the basics.
Right.
We get back to the neurological system,
Right.
exercise,
Right.
and eating right.
All right. Absolutely. And our population as a whole getting older.
We are getting
living
older.
longer. And taking these things into consideration, we do want to live, all of us want to live the longest, most full life that we can.
Absolutely. We've become the nursing home generation. We need to reverse that. We
Right.
can live longer, healthier. The 100-year lifestyle is what we do in our chiropractic
Right.
office. We work with people to help them look at the long haul, look at the aging. How do you age healthily?
Right.
And we want to get you to that point. You know, again, you don't want to spend the first 65 years of your life getting to retirement.
Right.
Only to give your money back to the pharmaceuticals and to your medical doctor to try to stay healthy the rest of your life. You want to enjoy your retirement and live the fullest life you can.
All right. Great advice. Dr. Todd Muncy, thank you for taking some time with us today. Some great advice. Folks, his practice is right there on Moore Street in Bristol, Virginia. There's a number, there's websites. Check that out. It is Muncy Family Chiropractic and Sports Medicine, and also Foundations Integrated Medicine as well.